Folks, things just got even more insane as we have some breaking news as it pertains to Kyle Tucker and the Toronto Blue Jays that has some fans reminiscing of the Ohtani situation, but also just a ton of updates in general. Folks, one thing is for sure. I'm going to break it down in this live stream. Ton of stuff. We're also going to, of course, keep you up to date. I have Twitter open on the side. If anything breaks, it's that time of year. We're here again, this time following a World Series appearance as Shane. Welcome in, everybody. Shane coming in with the 5 gifted members early. Shane, hope you're doing well. Everyone who got a gift from Shane, make sure to thank him. Folks, if you missed what has happened in the past hour, I will dive into it all. And it is going to be a pretty crazy live stream. Shout out to Shane being a member for 31 months as well. But folks, I mean, the Jays are going, they're already been the most active team in the MLB. And they got Dylan, of course, in the offseason, that is. They got Dylan Cease. They got Cody Ponce. And now, folks, they are officially, or rather have officially, met with Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker has been officially seen at the Blue Jays facility in Florida on Wednesday per Robert Murray. And there's a ton of new updates to go over. We're going to dive into them all in this live stream. We have a video coming out tomorrow very early as well. But, folks, I want you all, everyone who's in the chat right now, to leave a comment, yes or no, if you're ready to be hurt again, or no, if you are not taking any of these reports to heart and you're just going to let it happen. Because type yes if you're excited and you're all the way in. Type no if you're like, okay, I'm going to try to be super wary. I don't think it's going to happen because I'm all the way back in. I'm ready to be hurt again. It happened with Ohtani, and I do have the timeline for the Ohtani stuff to kind of compare to this. But, folks, this is notable for a few reasons. Now, obviously, a lot of people are going to say, and Shane, thank you again for the gifted members. It means the world to me. But a lot of people are going to say, okay, he just visited Toronto, or Dunedin, rather. Wouldn't everyone visit Dunedin? There's something to that, which not a lot of people are talking about, which we'll dive into. And I'm loving the yeses. I mean, may as well at this point, right? They're coming off of a World Series appearance. They're clearly, I mean, they spent $200 million on Dylan Cease, who's a bit of a question mark. A lot of yeses. I love it. A couple no's in there. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Eric, we're officially on Tucker watch. And this is going to be, I mean, this is now, it was 2 years ago with the Ohtani stuff, I believe. And I mean, last year, the Soto / Roki Sasaki, each year, there's always something on the go. But I am excited for, this. Streams are always back, especially when there's free agency rumors, because my specialty is free agency. My specialty is rumors and things like that. So keeping you guys up to date is what I do. And again, he was seen at the facility, right? He was seen at the facility. So on a scale of 1 to 10, folks, how confident are you in Ross Atkins? Because if I would ask you this last year, y'all would have said 1, right? It would have been horrible. How confident are we feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 surrounding Ross Atkins right now? Because I'm kind of currently at like a 8, 9. I feel very, very good. Yeah, I also don't think Tucker's going to be a Dodger, but it could happen. But the fact that, I mean, there's a lot of different things to go over, and we'll dive into them all. But keep in mind, you can see here, the Jays have already dropped $256 million on pitching already this winter, and it looks like they've still got plenty to spend, heavily invested in its facilities. So it's great that, Tucker is there. 6, of course, 6, 7, 10, 3, 10, 10, 7, 8, 9, 9. Ross is throwing money around. What's up, Leafs? Ross is throwing money. He's overpaying, but getting his guys. I don't know necessarily. I mean, I'm fine if he overpays Kyle Tucker. All right, a lot of spam going on here. Don't need spam. At least the Jays need a top tier reliever. Okay, so basically, to kind of give you guys fully up to date here, a couple different things. So first of all, you obviously have this here, right? So he is officially in what we like to call, I guess, preliminary meetings, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to call it, right? So he was seen at the facilities, which means at this point, what's up, Sarah? At this point, they're clearly beyond preliminary interest, right? Because these things don't get reported if it's, just preliminary interest. They're clearly going in on Kyle Tucker, right? Very clearly. And what does that mean for Bo Bichette? We'll kind of dive into that. But basically what this means now, so if they go out and they get Kyle Tucker, which I'm pretty confident in Ed Rogers is saying, give Kyle Tucker as much money as humanly possible and just go all in. But regardless, that would mean they're probably setting up for a trade for an infielder if they're letting Bo go. I don't think they're going to get Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette, right? I just don't think that's something that they're necessarily going all out to do. It just doesn't. I mean, maybe. I mean, I would be over the moon. But the fact that they're meeting is notable because of what's up, Tom? Because of their facilities, because of all of these different things they have. They spent so much money into their spring training facility, of course, showing it off. That's why Shane Bieber returned, all these different things. I truly believe here that the Jays have a chance to get Kyle Tucker. I really do. I believe it there. And you look at kind of what their holes are, you can put him in the outfield, one of the corner spots. And if you let Bo walk, and I want to ask you guys this question as well, because it's quite, I don't want to say controversial. Phil coming in with the $5. Thank you very much, Phil. Salary dump Berríos freeing up 10 to 18 million. Maybe that opens up for both Tucker and Bo. Phil, first of all, thank you for the $5. It's an interesting point. Now, I mean, the question with that is, do they even need to free up that 10 to 18 million dollars, or can they get Bo and Tucker in general, right? I do think a trade is going to happen for a starting pitcher. I don't think it's going to happen until probably the end of spring training. I think they're going to wait it out because injuries do happen. But thank you for the 5. It's a very good point. They could do that. Maybe Ed Rogers says, okay, get Berríos, let him go, package him, save some salary, and bring both in. There's no salary cap. There's no salary, ceiling here. So Tucker is not coming to Toronto. He's pulling an Ohtani, just trying to get a higher contract. Okay, so on that note, which we'll dive into here in a minute as well, a lot to go over on this stream. If they get Tucker, I think they're going to trade for another bat on the infield, a second baseman, whether it be Ketel Marte, whether it be someone lower tier. I think there are kind of two avenues now. You don't get Kyle Tucker, you re-sign Bo, and then maybe you sign or trade for an extra bat, or just kind of to have, or you get Kyle Tucker, you pay more money for him, and then you trade for a guy like Ketel Marte or somebody else there. I don't think there's a world where they don't get one of the two. I just don't think that's how they're operating, especially when you're giving up, $256 million on pitching already to two not unproven. Dylan Cease is very proven, but two of the riskier arms, right? And that's where things become interesting to me. And there's rumblings about a lot of different players. But again, the fact that they are in on Kyle Tucker is notable. Also, if you're new here, make sure to hit that like button. I am refreshing Twitter as we speak, and there are a lot of things coming out. So in case you missed it, again, Kyle Tucker did officially visit the Blue Jays. If you get Tucker, you would have two unbelievable bats, one being a lefty, one being a righty, in Vladdy and Tucker. Corey Seager is an interesting one. Now, I mean, that would be a dream, right? You get Tucker and Seager. I don't know if I want to go that, crazy. But I mean, obviously I would, but I'm saying get my hopes up. But it's, I mean, if they, and let's not remove the possibility of Tucker and Bo Bichette. It is possible. And I want to make that very clear. It is possible, but not likely. If you're new to the stream, hit the like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes. I make Jay's videos every day. I'm going to go live now multiple times a week here, especially as we get down the stretch. And this is all not even accounting for the Edwin Diaz stuff. And I just want to take a moment here. Is anyone else actually, I'm loving this offseason thus far. Are you guys as excited as I've been? You come off of a World Series disappointment in the sense of the way they lost was heartbreaking. And they come out and they just spend. They are showing that they are ready early. And it's notable that Kyle Tucker, I'll dive into something in a minute here. It's notable that Kyle Tucker is meeting with the Jays this early. The Jays seemingly want to get their business done fairly quickly. Cody Bellinger is an interesting one. Maybe if they get Bo, they can get Cody Bellinger and kind of put that money together. There's reason for optimism. And there is the Ohtani stuff. There's all these different things that used to happen, the Soto stuff. They're not being used as leverage. It's just, I mean, ultimately, everyone who doesn't get signed is technically used as leverage, right? In some capacity. But I promise you guys, the Jays are all in. And this is my favorite time of year, man. We get to, aside from the World Series, you get to refresh. I get to refresh Twitter. We get to react to stuff live with you all. It is crazy. It's also notable that no other team has, at least reportedly, been visiting with Kyle Tucker, right? There hasn't been a report about the Red Sox, the Yankees, all these different things, or the Dodgers. Makes things interesting. Ryan saying, if he lives near the facility, why wouldn't he check it out? He does live near the facility. But keep in mind, there was, and especially over the past few years, there's been talks about, we didn't get a report last year that Soto visited, I don't believe at least, visited the Jays facility. Same with Hiroki Sasaki, though. I think Hiroki did. When reports like this come out, they're from somebody, right? Now, whether this is from Kyle Tucker's agent, so that way other teams have a bit of pressure on them, whether it's from the Blue Jays internally to I guess, I don't know, just be confident. There is clearly a reason that this came out. Now, it could just be visiting because he's close to Toronto, but or close to Dunedin. That's not the case, I don't think. Now, there's been a lot of reports even since then. I'll be covering in my video tomorrow morning. It's beyond just surface level stuff. The money is what it's going to come down to. Are they willing to pay $400 million or $300 million? Are they willing to get, Bo Bichette and Kyle? I mean, if they get Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker, I would lose my mind. I want you guys to type 1 or 2 in the chat, okay? 1, or just type Bo or Tucker. That's fine. It's easier. If you had to pick, and I did this live stream a couple weeks ago, If we had to pick one between Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette, all things equal, who would you rather on your team? Who would you rather the Jays sign? One for, or to type Bo, or just type Tucker? If you had to pick one player for the Jays to sign, for me, it's Tucker easily. I think he's a better player by a fairly big margin. There is some other intangible stuff that we have to dive into, but I know a lot of people are saying Bo, but I think Tucker is objectively the better player, and that means they'd probably trade for an infielder. But it seems a lot of people like Bo. There's obviously the fact that, the Bo and Vladdy thing, and Bo is, a fan favorite. I don't disagree with that. Okay, it's fairly split with definitely more people leaning Bo. Now, Bo is a great player, fantastic, and he's known with Vladdy. They had that fit there. Tucker is a better defender, a better hitter because of his power, and you could also get an infield. He just fits what this team needs, and he's a lefty. I love Kyle Tucker right now. And I also don't think Bo Bichette's going to leave, which is one of the weirder things too. And if they can somehow pull off both, I would be surprised. I'm reading some things that are flying here. Okay, so I love Bo, but it's Tucker. Exactly, Chargers. So Ben Nicholson-Smith, 20 seconds ago, dropped an article basically saying that he is confirming that they met with Tucker. Now, he's saying it's a relatively standard part of the recruiting process, but they are genuinely involved in Tucker. And the Jays also have interest in Bo Bichette, who's hitting free agency for the first time. And it appears unlikely the Jays would land both. And it's possible they don't land one of them, though it seems, okay, so that's interesting. Now, keep in mind, anything you read online, especially with Ben Nicholson-Smith, he's always trying to hedge his bets a little bit through, hedge his bets a little bit. But something to keep in mind here, they did meet with Tucker, but Ben Nicholson-Smith is saying they could potentially not get either of them. But he's always been saying that. He's been playing it fairly low, which is or fairly slow, which is not ideal. I don't love that, but it's possible. Now, with all that being said, let's look at the timelines here. Now, I'm pretty confident they're going to get one of Bo or Tucker, and Ben Nicholson-Smith is saying they might not get either, or they're heavily involved in Bo. I think at the very least, they're going to get Bo Bichette back. Keegan Matheson had a report earlier tonight about basically just that. And of course, if you missed any of the other reports, like bullpen is a priority, all these different things. Let's look at the timeline of 2 years ago, the Ohtani pursuit, because it is fairly notable for big free agents like this. Ohtani was much bigger than Kyle Tucker is, and he will be ultimately. And absolutely, Tim, I can absolutely. It's a great idea. We're also 45 likes away, 45 likes away from 100. If you're in here, just click the like button. Yes, Phil, he did, and I'll be covering that in a video at some point tomorrow. A lot of stuff to cover. There's a lot of players. It is a crazy offseason, probably the craziest one since Ohtani for me. But looking at it here, so on December 4th, it was reported, I believe around the same time, but it was from Ken Rosenthal, that Ohtani had visited the Blue Jays facility. Okay, that was reported on December 5th, and he visited on December 4th. And then on December 8th, there was the whole Ohtani on a plane debacle, but not actually. And then he signed with the Dodgers during winter meetings on December 11th. Keep in mind, winter meetings start on Monday. So that would be, let me have a look here. December, does anyone have there we go, calendar. So December 8th is when winter meetings start, which was in the first day, would technically be the first day of winter meetings back in the Ohtani stuff. But it's notable that this came out a couple days before winter meetings because it's suspected that he's going to sign within the winter meetings. If they are getting reports now about them visiting, which was today, they could be dealing with some contract stuff before the winter meetings start. And if it lines up with Ohtani, which again, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but just in the meantime, it's something to keep an eye out on. And again, it's not a one-for-one thing. This isn't to say the Jays are going to be, actually getting Kyle Tucker for sure, anything like that. At the same time, it is very, very notable. It is very notable. The visit facility is exciting, but also a standard practice for free agents. Don't fall in the trap of thinking it's a big development. Lots of hoops to jump through. Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, most free agents, especially ones involved in Tucker, are going to be, again, they're going to be seen at the Jays facilities. It is notable last time a big report came out like this, though, that, one of the guys or any of the players, rather, were seen at a facility. Of course, the Ohtani stuff. But again, this was I think for me, it's more so the way it's being reported is a little bit exciting. But again, always take it with a grain of salt here. There's always the leverage thing and everything like that. Tucker and Cody Bellinger, that would never happen. 2 outfielders. I can see us getting Tucker for a shorter term, more money annually. I think Tucker is going to go for the most money he can get and probably term. Like he's in a position where he can get however many years for $400 million, or it might be 300, whatever it would end up being. But again, the fact he's at the facility, good sign. Can't be a bad sign. It means there's genuine interest between the two. Rogers gonna make a ton of money if they make the World Series again. Spend the money. I mean, they already made, I forget who reported it, like 50 million or something like that. 50 million. We were first. It's a fact we were first. Yeah, I mean, you could argue. I mean, that's why I'm all in. It's because they were we don't know for sure that they're the first team to visit, that they were the first team that he visited, right? We don't know that for sure. But what we do know is that we were the first reported team to visit, which is the same thing that happened with Ohtani. And according to all accounts and what I heard as well, like they were 1B to Ohtani, though again, he was probably always going to go to LA. Could see Tucker and a Polanco with Suarez in the pen. Yeah, like that's realistic. And yeah, again, if they get a Tucker, they're going to have to replace Bo in the infield as well, unless they want to go, they want to move guys around. You have Clement at second, Berger at third, Bo or I guess you can't even do that because you have Bo. If Bo would be gone in this scenario. So yeah, you could do that. Clement second, Berger third. Scott Boras being both Cease and Tucker's agent is huge. Also, I mean, the Jays have had relationships with Scott Boras now for a very long time. And it's actually finally being successful. Yeah, Roki, I mean, that was the unfortunate thing. Was there a tweet like this about Roki Sasaki? I think he was just, that's a good question. I don't remember I know it wasn't an individual tweet. I think he was spotted in Dunedin, but along with a bunch of other ones. Like it wasn't just a solo tweet about specifically Kyle Tucker, or in that case, Roki. Which reliever do you want the Jays to go after? Pete Fairbanks? No. I think for me, Edwin Diaz 1, Suarez 2. I don't love, and Suarez is old as well. Like he'll be 35, 36. So Springer comes off the books after next year. I'll switch to Rogers if they get Tucker. I mean, a lot of people are saying that. I would do some crazy things too. Stroud was recruiting his boy hard. Does Tucker have a wife? Which is true. Yeah, Miles Straw is from their time in Houston. I believe they're, I don't want to say friends. I don't know their full situation, but they're acquaintances at the very least. Let's concentrate on signing Bo for anyone else. No Tucker, no anyone. That's the interesting thing. Like, I think it's one or the other. Now, again, Ben Nicholson-Smith is portraying it as one or the other. Ben is going to, BNS, fantastic reporter. He's going to always downplay things a little bit, right? We're also 24 likes away from 100. What's Kyle Tucker's demands contract-wise? I believe between 300 and 400 million over probably 10 years or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on what's happening there. How do you feel Santander is going to perform in 2026 comeback season? I think he'll be solid. I think he'll be much, much better than people think. People kind of wrote him off because he had his bad year. But when you look at it, like he's projected to get 39% of right field and then 40% of DH. Like he's going to get a lot of time. I think everyone is saying one or the other because they don't think we are going to spend like that, but we've never been this close. Who knows what Rogers might be thinking? Yeah, it's unprecedented territory for this core and for our lifetimes, World Series wise. Um, and again, looking at kind of, I'm just refreshing Twitter here as well. Looking at what do you think about if Tucker means breaking up with Vladimir dynamic, then no, thank you. You put the extra money into pitching. Again, that's kind of that's the interesting part is would you rather I'd much rather Tucker than Bo. There's people who'd rather Bo than Tucker. There's a lot of different avenues here to explore, specifically surrounding, you know, at the end of the day here, I'm confident they're gonna get one of them. There's a chance they don't, right? There is always that chance. Going back to Seager, Texas put money into the deal, maybe get the salary to hit around 15 million. Pair that with Tucker signing and trading away Berríos. We hit 100 likes. We're 9 away. Heard rumors that Tucker was Straw's best man at the wedding. I mean, if that's true, then bring him home. That would be crazy. I'm looking at again, in case you missed it, I'll just throw it back up. Tucker was seen at the Jays facilities. Bichette almost gonna yeah, I mean, he almost got the batting title missing a month. Bo was a fantastic, and don't get me wrong, I want Bo to return. If it's between Bo or Tucker, I'd lean Tucker, but that's also because I believe if they got Tucker, they'd replace Bo's production, somewhat of it, somewhere. What's Tucker going to sign for again? We don't know for sure. Between 300 and 400 million. Keegan Matson, when he was on my show, tried to insinuate it would probably be a little bit less than a lot of people think. Though, again, you have to assume the market for Bo Bichette is a bit smaller, at least money-wise and value-wise, than Kyle Tucker. CSAT ERA of 4.55 in 2025 and 210 million should have went to Bo. Many starters get a cease without paying 210 million. I disagree. I'm a huge Dylan Cease guy, but to each their own. But there are some possibility of signing both Bo and Tucker. We would have Vlad, Bo, Tucker, Kirk, Barger, Jimenez, all locked into younger than 28 years old for the foreseeable. I mean, that would be a dream, right? If they get him, that would be an absolute dream. Though again, I don't think they're going to get both, just to be clear here. I mean, I'm still leaning towards them probably getting Bo Bichette over Kyle Tucker, but we always like the notable developments. Jays are preemptively acting first before winter meetings. Does this continue before Monday? I think that if you mean Green, Marvel, Monster, clarify what you mean by does this continue? Do you mean them spending or do you mean them being interested? I think most of their moves now are going to come within the winter meetings on Monday. We might get a signing before then. I mean, if they get Tucker before winter meetings, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think, December 8th or whatever it is, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's when things are really going to get crazy. I wouldn't assume so, Jonathan. I'd assume Tucker's well gone now. I don't know if a signing, maybe a reliever. I could see a reliever happening, like a Pete Fairbanks to the Jays or something of that nature. Ranger Suarez, or Robert Suarez, sorry, happening before winter meetings. I don't know if any of the big boys sign. I think Bo Bichette's probably gets delayed till January. Is Tucker still at the Blue Jays? You think Berríos is gone? It's a good question. I think that they're gonna wait till spring training, get a feel of how things are going there. If any injuries happen, Berríos will be there. If there's no injuries and everyone's healthy, yeah, I think he's gonna be traded. They'll have an uncomfortable conversation. Would anyone think it could be a good idea to trade you Savage and other package for Skubal? Perhaps you should go for a mega buster deal or try to free up cap and trade Santander Berríos. I don't think they're going to trade a Savage. I mean, it's obviously a fun conversation to have. We finally, in theory, hit on a rookie pitcher and like a prospect. He's untouchable in my mind. Thank you, Patrick. Means a lot. Means a lot, your guys' support. Tucker and Bo are injury prone, so giving anything over 6 years is scary. I don't care. Go for it. Try to win another World Series. Where does Bellinger go? The Mets, Yankees. I mean, reports are coming out that like the Yankees are going after nobody and that they're really going to stand still. And if that's the case, again, the AL East will be wide open again. Obviously, they're getting Garrett Cole back. He's 35 years old, though. The Red Sox, who are they going to get? Are they going to bring Bregman back? Probably not. Like, there's a lot of different things happening there. It's wide open. Wide open. I think if we get Tucker and Bo, perhaps Rogers going to try to win both Santander and Berríos. Yeah, I don't know how much, like, if they're going for Bo and Tucker, I don't think they're going to have to trade to, like, get off of money. Like, I think they'll just take the money. Ross extended Berríos and just signed Santander. These things won't happen. Please get more creative. You're not wrong, Michael. No, I'm not going to say better. bit more positive. I love each and every one of you though, even the quote unquote haters. That's okay. It's part of the business. Bo first pick, Berger hits 2 and plays Tucker's position. There's a lot of stuff coming out, folks. A lot of stuff coming out. And keep in mind, videos going out tomorrow, probably 8 a.m. Eastern with a ton of stuff. Reports are going to come out into like 2, 3 a.m. It's just the way these things are. So if you want to wake up, when you wake up, check my channel. There'll be a video out right away for you all. And if you leave a comment that you came from the stream, I'll heart each one. I do read every comment. Every arm is fresh. No problem, Junk. Anytime. Can avoid a $300 million plus payroll, but they don't want to have a $350 million plus payroll. It's a good point, right? Like, we don't know that for sure. Like, we don't know how much they're willing to spend. We saw how emotional Ed Rogers got when they almost won the World Series. He seems excited. I think the next acquisition is Fairbanks. I wouldn't doubt it. Nick, who will sign Scherzer and Bassett? It won't be the Jays because of Cease and Ponce. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't. Thank you, Sarah. Any chance the Jays get Edwin Diaz? Yeah, I do think there's a chance. But like, it's all about managing the payroll to a degree. Like, there's obviously a limit. They're not going to spend $2 billion, right? And Edwin Diaz is going to cost 20 million, maybe a little bit less than that. It's going to be interesting. Olms with the $6.99 and Junk with the $2. I'll get to both of them. Let's start with Olms. I know getting both guys, but if you think about it, $47 million is a lot of stuff coming in here. Jason as well. Okay, we'll go through. We'll start with Olms. I know getting both guys, but if you think about it, $47 million is coming off the books next year, which makes it only 1 year at its high payroll. It's a good point. It's a very good point, Olms. And ultimately, are they willing to spend that? They have the money to do so. Thank you for your donation. Junk with the $2. Thank you. Jason Stanley Meadows, I think it says. Thanks for the heads up, bro. Appreciate it. Jason, thank you for the $5. Each and every one of you guys' support's been unbelievable. Shane as well. Thank you. Thank you. Meep, it was a lot of shoveling. A lot of shoveling. It was Meadows. I got it right. Thank you, Jason. Thank you to everyone. And it's a very good point as well by Olms. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Let me know if I'm not. Like, but I don't know how much money, like, obviously money at the end of the day matters. I mean, they're a business, right? But I have a weird feeling that, like, I don't know, Ed Rogers just seems like he's ready to go all in. Paul from Toronto with the 279. Thanks for the daily updates. Thank you for being in the stream. Thank you, Hiro Sasaki. That's kind of the goal. Upload every single morning for you all so you can wake up, get your coffee, whatever you're doing on the way to work, at school, wherever it is, at work, and watch the or before work rather, and watch the videos. It won't stop anytime soon. Every single morning, and then of course usually another video throughout the day as well. No, Peter, I'm not. Thanks again, Paul, for the 279. Imagine if we get Bo, Tucker, and Diaz. I mean, I'd lose my mind. Again, here's the timeline for the Ohtani stuff. I wasn't Al. I had planned to do it, but stuff fell through. We do not need Tucker as much as Vladdy and the Jays need Bo. Bo hits cleanup and provides protection for Vlad. Bo had one of the highest runners in scoring position stats in the MLB last year. He is clutch and hard to replace. It's all good points, and I don't disagree. But I'd argue Tucker's better protection for Vlad than Bo is, just because of the fact that he is a unbelievable lefty hitter. Now, Bo is a better contact hitter, better with runners in scoring position, whatever. You could argue that as well. I'm not disagreeing with you, but do you think the Blue Jays are going to get Tucker 100%? No. Not 100%. No way. I'd say 30% chance as it stands right now. Maybe a little bit more. And again, Tucker provides more power than some of the other guys, right? That's kind of the big difference. But also not even just necessarily more power, just so he's a more complete hitter. Thank you, Rob. It's the goal. They're not stopping anytime soon. And again, this is the Ohtani timeline, if you guys want to have a look at that. In case you missed it, he was seen at the Jays facility. This was a couple hours ago. We don't know exactly when he was actually seen at the facility. We know it was on a Wednesday, which is today, of course. But at the same time, we don't know if it is, if it was this afternoon. I'm sure a lot of other teams will be visiting, or rather he'll be visiting other teams' facility. If we lose Tucker and Bo, who can the Jays go after missing a bat? Kyle Schwarber. If they don't get Tucker or Bo, things get a little dicey. I mean, you look at the positions of need here, which we can do together. You like, yeah, I guess Kyle Schwarber could be interesting, though there's not a ton of, options there for where he's going to play. I think if you miss out on both, you probably make a trade for a big bat. Eugenio Suarez is available. He could play third. Does that fix what the Jays need? To add some power for sure. Power for sure. We need a true leadoff guy when Springer's gone. I mean, again, you can't account for Springer to have the year he had last year. You kind of have to hope. Take it easy, Al. Thank you for tuning in. Video tomorrow. Yep. Probably a stream tomorrow as well. If you guys want one, you can let me know here in the chat now if you want more active streams. I feel like every time I ask that, everyone says yes. But Nick, what's the percentage of Toronto getting Bo? Again, like, it's hard for me to put a number on it. From what I can gather, like, I'd go 60% on them getting Bo back if I had to gather. Was there talk with the Jays and Michael King? Yeah. So Ben Nicholson-Smith dropped an article about 3 or 4 hours before Cody Ponce's signing. And he said within that they can get Ponce or they're going to be active in Michael King. They're not going to get King now. They chose Cody Ponce. So they did have interest though, yeah. Yes, in the live streams. Okay. Hoping for a big bounce back from Santander. It's easy to see. I mean, he was bad when he was healthy, but I don't even think he was fully healthy for much of that year last year, even when he was healthy. And again, if they go out and they miss out on Tucker, they get Bo, you could always make a push for Cody Bellinger, who the Jays seem to like and have liked for a while. So, notable. Imagine Springer does. I mean, if he competes for the Silver Slugger this year, I'd be over the moon. I'm curious to see how he does. And again, I think if they get a Kyle Tucker, they're probably gonna have to trade Nathan Lucas or somebody like that. Ohms, just want to say, good on you for sticking with it and creating this community. You deserve all the success you are having. Salute, brother. Ohms, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. It is the best Jays community on YouTube, in my mind at least. You guys are fantastic. It always comes through in the streams and the videos as well. Ohms, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a great few years, and it's been even better now that they won the they almost won the World Series. My head, I was almost at won the World Series, which they did. Thank you very much, Holmes. It means more than you ever know. Thank you very much. Like a traditional leadoff hitter for Toronto. Last guy was José Berríos. I mean, Ketel Marte can maybe do that. Hello from Windsor, Ontario. Good spot. Is there a world where the Jays get Bichette and Tucker? I'd say there's a world. A very low percentage chance, though. I don't think that's a likely outcome. Mikey. Thank you, Jonathan. Take it easy, Sarah. Our pitching will be better. Just sign Bo and let's do this again. It's not a bad shout. I do think they need another bat, probably. Would you rather get Edwin Diaz or spread the money over 2 high-end relievers instead of 1 elite one? I'd rather get Edwin Diaz. Where do you project Tetsuya Imai, Munetaka Murakami, and Kazuma Okamoto? Could be alternative options outside of Bo Tucker. I don't know exactly. I don't have predictions on where they're going to go. I don't think the Jays are involved in Tetsuya Imai. I'd say there are a lot of teams out there. Like the Giants, I think, were one of them. Murakami and Okamoto. I think the Jays are more likely to get Okamoto or even Murakami. If they strike out on everyone, those guys are options. But Jays want outfielder Kwan from Cleveland to lead off. If they get Stephen Kwan, I had a video on him a week or so ago. It would be interesting. You think Ramirez is available? No, but Ross Atkins loves his trades with Cleveland, so he would be the first one there. Also, we hit 100 likes. Thank you, guys. We're almost at 150. I think they're going to extend Varsho. I do think they're going to trade Nathan Lucas this summer, though, especially if they get Kyle Tucker. If they don't, probably not. But if JRM's available, I think the Jays would have already had JRM. I tend to agree with that. Man, I can't believe we're doing this again. I'm all in again. My delusion is shining through once again. I don't think it's delusion. This is the best part of being a fan at the end of the day. I mean, Tucker steals bases, great contact, good power. Berríos, Berríos prospect and cash for Kwan. Shane, I don't even think I'd trade Berríos for Kwan straight up. To be honest with you, I like Berríos more. If we get Bo and Tucker, isn't it very unlikely to get Edwin Diaz? Like, in theory, yeah. But, like, who knows with this team? Keep Lucas, trade Santander. They're not going to trade Santander. They're going to extend. I'm pretty confident they're going to extend Berríos. They love him. And he is underrated by Jays fans. He had a great year last year. Was horrible in the World Series. Sure. Should have won in the World Series multiple times, but I think he's going to stay. And I'm also hoping that Andres Giménez plays shortstop full-time next year. That adds a ton of value to him, to what he brings. I mean, we saw how good his defense was. He got them to a World Series as their shortstop. Turner, Shane, I discussed maybe I don't actually know. Maybe like Ricky Tiedemann and then some other guys like Berríos even. I don't think it's super realistic though. Sammy, want to show my appreciation. Love your content because I love your content. Thank you, Sammy. You guys support. You've been so positive today. It means the world to me. Thank you, guys. It's a good question though, Shane. Like, I don't know. Deferred money is the key to get Tucker and Bo. You are correct. I think we get Bo, Tucker, trade Giménez and a prospect for Cattell, and we sign Edwin Diaz. It's going to take a lot more than that for Cattell Marte. Unless the prospect is like Trey Savage. 150 likes. We hit it. We're 11 away, folks. Sign Tucker, swap from Marte for Berríos, Lucas, Namala, King, Cash. That's more realistic, yeah. Like, it would take something like that. Probably even a little more. But because other teams are going to go all in for Cattell. Now, Johnny King's a great prospect. Arjun Amala, really good prospect. Nathan Lucas, I don't know how much value he actually has. Berríos can opt out after next year, but it's notable. It would be a trade. Yeah, he would fit well. I mean, that's why the Jays have been linked to him every offseason. What's most important is keeping the clubhouse vibe. Bo is central to that, and Cease is a great addition. Mark, that's a good point. That's the strongest thing, I think, surrounding Bo Bichette, though. According to all accounts, Kyle Tucker's a great teammate and great clubhouse vibe. So, and Miles Straw, one of the leaders of the clubhouse vibe committee, if you want to call it that, has vouched for Kyle Tucker. And they're friends. Thank you, Austin. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Bassett delivered 100% his 3-year contract, ate those innings up with decent numbers. Absolutely. They would do that contract over again in a heartbeat in hindsight. Like, if you rewind, I mean. I'd love to see Marte and Tucker. That's the only way I'd say goodbye to Bo. Yeah, like, what's up, JG? I think if they did get Tucker, they're probably making a trade for someone in the infield. Again, in case you missed it, we're going here. A couple other things as well. Just some stuff from yesterday, and I covered it in this morning's video a little bit if you want to read this. Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker are atop of both the market and the Jays list. Keegan Matheson. Sign Tucker and Bo goes the Red Sox or Yankees. That would be a nightmare. Yeah. Though we got Tucker at that point. So, nightmare seeing Bo in one of those jerseys. I don't think the Yankees are even remotely involved. Red Sox definitely could be. Not a bad shout, Junk. Isn't Brendan Donovan a better target? Jays running. Yeah, I mean, I could see them making a trade for Donovan if they get a guy like Kyle. Any more news about Tucker? Nothing as of now. I'm refreshing. Again, the latest is they met with him. They're going all in. Is Davis just going to be a bench? Absolutely, yeah. He'll be a bench player or part of a package that gets them somebody. Early Christmas for Jays fans. It's going to be a crazy few days. And again, the timeline for the Ohtani stuff is eerily similar to the timeline of this Kyle Tucker stuff. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the video tomorrow. Some new reports are dropping, and we'll keep you up to what date. So Matthew, this one's from Robert Murray, which is a very notable reporter. Ben Nicholson-Smith confirmed it. Keegan Matheson confirmed it. Mitch Bannon confirmed it. What if they pulled off the impossible? Signed Bo and traded for Jose Ramirez, saying goodbye to Berríos? Berríos isn't getting you 1/8 or 1/10 of what Jose Ramirez is worth, but I mean, I like Jose Ramirez, but again, he's took a crazy low contract, right? So I don't disagree, Eric, which is the sad part. I think he's in a, I don't know, it's tough. Craig, it is. We had a snowstorm today, so everything was closed. Like 20, 25 centimeters of snow. I think 25 centimeters. I was shoveling a lot this morning. Do you say Toronto Blue Jays going to 100% get Tucker? No. 30% chance right now. Give it. Why can't Mad Max return on a 1-year deal? What if he would pitch from the bullpen? Possible. I don't think it's likely because he's going to be 42 or whatever, but never say never. Never say never. Let Bo go away. No, don't want to do that. I don't believe it till it's confirmed. Exact. Okay, just again, I've been saying this all live stream, but I'll say it again. Matthew, 100% right. It's not a guarantee he signs, but it's a good indication. If anything, it's good indication that they are the only team confirmed to have met with Tucker. It shows their interest is real, and it also shows that they're absolutely in on him. Like that's what it shows. It doesn't guarantee they're going to get Tucker. Like, it's not going to happen. Right now, can you list your back end pen guys? You can see there on the right, bottom right. So you have Hoffman, Jimmy, Louis Varland, Braden Fisher. Those are like the 4 right now. Will cost Berger and all of our premium prospects 100%. I mean, they'd ask for Trey Savage as well if you're getting a trade for Quan and J-Ram. Dream scenarios: Berríos, Johnny King, Gage Stanford of Minnesota, AAA fodder, Nathan Lucas, Panago for Dennis Santana, Joe. That is a crazy trade. Olms with the $13.99. Olms, you are going crazy tonight. Thank you. It means the world to me. Thank you. You think Hyun-Jin Ryu had something to do with Ponce signing with the Jays? Also, isn't it crazy that Ryu is the start of mending fences with Scott Boras, who hated dealing with the Jays and now look crazy? First of all, $13.99, very generous. Means the world to me. Your donation, your support, you mean the world to me for that. Thank you. Second of all, absolutely. I think that, again, Ryu, in case you missed it, there's some relationship there. I'm sure we played some part of it. The crazier thing to me is that in 2019, when Ryu signed, that was the beginning of fixing the Scott Boras relationship, which love or hate Scott Boras, he is the centerpiece of all these, right? All these reports. The Jays now, I mean, they've gotten multiple big free agents. Kevin Gausman, George Springer, Hyun-Jin Ryu at the time. A lot of guys, I'm missing a bunch too. Kevin Gausman, a lot of the guys, Dylan Cease, we can add that to the list now. They, in theory, almost got Ohtani. It was the beginning of a complete change for this franchise. And now look, 5 years, 6 years later, they were an inch away from a World Series. They signed the best pitcher on the market already. They're in on Kyle Tucker. They almost got Ohtani, especially compared to some of the other Toronto teams like the Leafs and stuff like that. I'm going to be grateful for what we had. But you mean the world to me, Holmes. Thank you very much. You're an absolute beast. Very good points. Very good points as well. I mean, it's crazy to see where the Jays have come, right? I've been covering them for years now. The interpreter for Ryu played a huge role for Ponce and the young 18-year-old from South Korea. And according to Ben Nicholson-Smith, the Jays are all in on the Pacific Rim on getting a lot of these Korean, these Japanese players over. So I take Bo and Bellinger as plan B 100%. Again, I think if they get Tucker, they're trading for an infielder. If they get Bo, they'll probably try to get another bat in the outfield as well. I don't think Ross Atkins is comfortable with Nathan Lucas as the everyday starting left fielder. I think they're going to try to get away. Now, it could also be that this is getting leaked now, so that way, that's the Jays. Maybe the Jays leaked this to Robert Murray, and then they're telling Bo Bichette subtly, hey, let's figure this out now or else we're going to go with Tucker. There is that chance as well that they're using it for leverage for Tucker if the Jays leaked it. I mean, we don't know that part of it. Thank you again for the donation. I don't know. Do you see any Japanese players coming in? I don't know. There's a lot of the fits outside of Tetsuya Mai, who now is no longer a fit, don't really make a ton of sense for the Jays. trying to buy it. If we get Bo, is it possible to get Byron Buxton? Is he willing to waive his no trade clause? I don't think they're going to go for Byron Buxton, but I mean, they could make it. They won't be active in the trade market. Do you see it as a win if they trade Berríos, even if they cover 60% of the salary? I'm fine trading José Berríos. I'm fine. Toronto, hey, it's just the way baseball is, and that's why there might be a lockout in 2027. Probably not, but there might be. They had many chances to get Bellinger and didn't get in the past 3 years. Tetsuya Mai, they've quieted down a little bit. I'm also like, we're less in on it now. I am, because the Jays have 6 starters, 7 starters, if you include Eric Lauer and Cody Ponce. Feel bad for Lucas. He was a great underrated player. He was a fine example. Absolutely. He's fantastic. But the problem is, I think they're going to try to go bigger. I want Rodgers to bite the bullet this year and pay Bo. And Tucker, next year, lots of money coming off. That would be the argument for it. And I'm sure Ross Atkins went to Ed Rodgers and said, what do we have the green light for? Clearly, they have the green light for at least Kyle Tucker on his own, which is the encouraging part. Lucas was awful in the World Series. I don't even want to think back to that World Series. Still don't watch a single highlight. Not going to either. Not going to. The minute they trade Berríos, someone goes, yeah, so hopefully not. All the Jays projected starters are righties, and Eric is a long man in the pen. Is that a concern? No. You look at the projected starters: Cease righty, Gosselin righty, Berríos righty, Bieber righty, Savage righty, Ricky Tiedemann lefty, Eric Lauer lefty. So a couple guys could factor in for a spot start are lefties. But again, they're going to keep Berríos as long as they can for injury insurance. But I'm sure Berríos at some point would request a trade if he's not starting at the end of the spring training. Yeah, I think Lucas could give you some decent value. Is there a good trade market for relievers if we can't get any good closers in this year's free agency? I'm sure there is some. Relievers are weird to trade for until the deadline. Like, we think back, they're so volatile. Like, Ryan Helsley last year had a 3 ERA in the first half, got traded to the Mets, put up a 7.6 ERA, I think a 7.6 or a 7 ERA. They're such a crapshoot. Now, they got Louis Varland and Jays did, and that's worked out pretty well overall. And that was a unique trade because he had so much control. He can be a starter. But, I mean, the Yankees got David Bednar, all these guys. And then Doval just completely fell off a cliff. So it's interesting. And keep in mind, with the starting pitcher, like Shane Bieber's coming off of Tommy John, he should be a full go, but you never know. You Savage, his first full season. There's a lot of question marks still with some of the durability. It's possible, Shane. Whoa. It's possible. I would doubt it, though, at least at the start. Wouldn't be surprised if he becomes it, though. Yeah, I mean, the Jays farm system is great now, randomly. How about Little this season? He needs another pitch. Last season, he was too predictable and hitters laid off his knuckle curve. I think he's going to be a mid-leverage guy, and I think he's fine in that role. Scherzer's too old to be the closer. It's a fun idea, though. That's a hilarious idea. Still can't believe 41-year-old Max Scherzer started Game 7 of the World Series. Or 40 years older. Whatever he is. 42. Little is gone. I think he'll be back. I mean, the back end of that bullpen doesn't look great. Justin Brewer, Mason Flaherty's been good. Tommy Nance is not going to return probably. Yariel Rodriguez. Yankees did trade for Williams last free agent offseason, right? But after Duran, Benner, and Miller got traded, there isn't a good market for relievers now. Not great, Junk, but keep in mind, they did trade for Devin Williams last year, and he was horrible. That's kind of what my point was. I don't know if the Jays want to do that. Unless we score Diaz, there's no other real closers available. Verlin is him. I think if they don't get Diaz, they're going to get Pete Fairbanks and then put him as closer probably, even though his metrics are slowly declining. What's new? What happened? Kyle Tucker officially met with the Jays. Tucker has much superior to Bo, and it's not close. Bo isn't going to age well. I mean, I agree Tucker's a better player. I think it's a little bit close, or it will be for the next couple of years. Garcia and Bowden going to make their return. Yeah, I don't know what Bowden's role is. Garcia will, though. Rather have a Suarez on 2+1 over Fairbanks? 100%. No doubt. I agree with you, even though he's older. Yeah, Robert Suarez. Yeah, I don't disagree, Shane. But then you kind of have the same problem as last year. Now, Fairbanks doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He's actually pretty good at limiting home runs. So that would be a bit of a different one. Yeah, Suarez is older. He is older. Yeah, exactly, Paul. Louis 6, Garcia 7th, Hoff 8th, whoever 9th. I mean, Edwin Diaz would solve all those problems. I'm happy we got Dylan Cease. Yeah, exactly, Shane. He's older though, right? So exactly, Nelson. He said, "Hey, give me Tucker plus Bowen. I'll accept Fairbanks." I mean, I'll accept no reliever if that's the case. Oh, they need one though. We are loading up another 16 pitchers, AAA, AA call-ups. He does act like a closer from the 90s. If Bo leaves, you should go after Murakami and put Clement on second. Possible. I don't love Murakami personally. He hit really bad against velocity, like really bad, like generationally bad. We're also 32 likes away from 200. If you guys want to hit the like button, it would mean the world to me. You don't have to, but it's free. It would help me out. Try to get 200 likes for the stream ends. Diaz the best option. If he is gone, I don't like the options we have in free agency. Don't disagree. Jimmy Garcia healthy will change the outlook of the bullpen. I do agree. People underestimate how good Jimmy Garcia is. Who is Beyond? Did I miss your message, Beyond? I am familiar with him though. Wait, is that who? You are my most watched channel according to YouTube Wrapped. Shout out to you, TBJ fan. That means a lot to me, actually. It really does. Thank you. Oh, you're talking about MLB Live, yeah. That's yeah, no, I do know him. I didn't realize Beyond that he was Cardinals Live. I'm aware of Cardinals Live. He's pretty reputable. He's gotten a lot of things right. I saw him talking about the Jays. I didn't realize that he was Cardinals Live. That's actually very notable. Olms, just salute brother him out. Keep killing it. Thank you. Have a great night. And check back for the video tomorrow. I mean, thank you very much, Olms. It means the world to me. Yeah, he did Beyond. That's what I was confused about. He's very notable. I believe he got the Santander and Vladdy extensions early. Or Santander signing and Vladdy extensions early. That's very noticeable. Get rid of Berríos for some more depth. Don't hate it. Could they make Ponce the closer? No. Ben Nicholson-Smith came out and said that Ponce is going to be a starter. One sec, folks. Do you remember where you were live and when Vladdy signed, it was 1 a.m., 1:40 a.m. my time? I do remember. I remember like it was yesterday. That was crazy. And the vibes were pretty low. I remember we were, barely into the season. Vladdy came out and he signed, and the rest is history. Rios does have value. Yeah, of course. Where does an elite closer rank in your list of needs this offseason, or do we ride with Hoffman? I'd say below Bo / Tucker. Like, I think another bat is above a reliever, which sounds kind of crazy. But right under that. You're not getting anything impactful for Berríos. I don't disagree. I think there's some value there, though. I just don't think it's high value. I think there's some value. You think Tucker wants to play for the Jays? I think it's possible. Nelson, he's just a guy on Twitter who Cardinals writer, but like not a super reputable writer, who's gotten things right about the Jays in the past and has Jays sources supposedly. And he's saying that the Jays are trying to walk out with one of Tucker or Bo, if not both. I'll have a video covering that tomorrow, probably. And he's saying that basically trading for an outfielder. There's a lot of stuff. I'll have a full video covering it tomorrow. I shouldn't get that prepared here. Give me a moment, folks. Any other questions for me? We're about to hit an hour. That was kind of the goal here. Any other questions for me? Excuse me. Okay. No, Ponce our 50 is, yeah. I would assume. I mean, we don't know for sure at this juncture. Also, we are 11 likes away from 200. To get it. Wonder if they sent Tucker home with swag. Man, they gave Ohtani's dog a Blue Jays gear. My dog has a Blue Jays handkerchief. So, Shane with the 5 gifted. If you got a membership from Shane, members get a ton of perks. New ones coming, especially for next season. You get access to emotes. You get a little badge next to your name. There's going to be call-ins in a lot of these upcoming streams. You guys are going to have priority to call in. So, Shane, thank you. Everyone, if you got a membership from Shane, make sure to thank him for that. I'm going to be going live more. I always say that every live stream. I promise you, because it's that time of year. It is that time of year. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mark. Everyone who is in this stream, when I do upload tomorrow morning, make sure to check it out. Someone said, do you think you could sign Tucker tomorrow? I don't think tomorrow. I think we're going to hear more things over the next couple of days into Monday. I think Tucker signs before Bo. I don't think Bo signs until after winter meetings in January. It's my thought. Bo will get more money if he waits for Tucker to sign? Probably. Depending on what Tucker gets. No, I believe Little is still technically under contract. We're 3 likes away from 200. What a crazy stream. You guys are unbelievable. Do you guys want to... what day is it tomorrow? Thursday? Do you guys want to live stream tomorrow? I think I'll go live tomorrow if some new stuff comes out in the night. I might go live either way. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. What's up, Eric? Bo gets married in January, so maybe he doesn't then. Maybe it's before. I would trade Berríos and prospects for Cattell. I would too. What a crazy stream. Go live tomorrow? Yeah, I think I will. Though I don't think any signings happen tomorrow, but they could. Yes, sir, Shane. Thank you for being here, moderating and gifting. Appreciate it. Very positive stream. You guys' support was crazy today. A video on options for a closer, whether free agent or via trade would be nice. I can write that down for you, Marshall. I can get that going once things settle down. I just wrote that down, Mark. I'll have that on my list. My list of videos. As news drops, of course, that takes priority, but that'll get done. I promise you that. Trust live stream tomorrow will be Tucker being a J. We also had 200 likes. Thank you, guys. Means the world. That's a lot of likes. No way he will sign during or after winter meetings. I think he will sign during or after, yeah. We will be, or I will be live for winter meetings on Monday night, kind of recapping the first day of winter meetings, which will be a week from whenever. Not even a week, like a few days. Time is flying. Go Jays. Great time to be alive. Great time to be a Jays fan. Christmas coming soon. Can you expect to be more active on socials like Twitter? It's a good question. The answer is yes. A lot of stuff in the woodworks for that for next season. It will be live as well, or throughout this offseason as well. But yeah, I'm going to be a lot more active on Twitter, everything. There'll be a lot of social media activity from me. It's all part of the master plan here before next season. But it's a good question. You're always shouting out your viewers. It's only right you get love back. Thank you, Patrick. I try to read every single comment. We get Cattell. Jimenez would be the bench, or he should be. Nah, he'd still play short unless you have Bo Bichette. They're not going to get Ketel Marte if they bring Bo back, right? At least I wouldn't assume. Blue Jays Christmas, or if for Christmas they get Kyle Tucker, I will be over the moon. Over the moon. You're great, Nick. I watch you great. Thank you, Lisa. Your guys' support tonight's been crazy. It means a lot. Gotta go a lot more. A lot of positive people in the chat, which I love to see. Of course, haters and negativity is gonna come with it. See it sometimes in my comments on the videos. It's the way it is. It's part of the business. But it's nice to see you guys showing love in the live streams. You're all real ones. Everyone who watches my video one way, whether it's positive or negative, I appreciate. So 210, 35. He's not much of a worse defender. Tucker's a better overall hitter and has plus defense. Agreed. I mean, I'm Tucker over Bo all day, every day. Ponce and a closer. I wouldn't mind them getting a closer, like another actual closer. One of the things Ross Atkins said was that they want to go all in for or that Jeff Hoffman isn't all in on the idea of being a closer. So it's possible. Always appreciate your videos. Give me updates throughout the offseason. Thank you, Nick. No problem flaming. Again, I promise you guys to be bearing something crazy happening. The first one on news and the best one for specifically this stuff in the offseason. And I was playing basketball when Dylan Cease signed. The worst possible timing. I'm available basically at all times to make a video, and it was halftime of my men's league game. I don't know if any of you guys noticed I was wearing the Rec League jersey during that one. Crazy. Got the video done and went back out. We lost, but yeah, Luke, he is. According to Ben Nicholson-Smith, at least. They said he is going to be starting. Ben Nicholson-Smith tweeted that, I believe, today. Actually, I believe it was today. BNS tweeted that. So it's the time of the night now where people are going to sleep, which is why I'll have a video for you all tomorrow. You have a quick look here. Blue Jays will have a better chance to sign Tucker instead of the Dodgers. I don't know if that's fully true, but definitely a chance. Yeah, Steve, it's live. Hello, Steve. People have been saying that YouTube doesn't show sometimes whether it's live or not. But yeah, this is live. It's hilarious. Imagine trading Silence and Aaron Barrios. Yeah. Good night, Noah. Take it easy. Alonso back to Mets, 54 million. Is that real? Looking. I don't see it. Unless you're just saying that's speculation. People in the chat break news all the time to me, so yeah, not real. He hasn't signed yet. You never know. I've had people broke the Vladdy extension to me. Like they got me before. Hey, do we see any news tonight dropping? Jeff, I think you're good for the night if you want to sleep or whatever it is. I think there is some more news that has come out that I'll cover in my video tomorrow morning, but it's most likely going to be on over like Monday or something. Yeah, 54 is low. Bo and Bellinger might be better price than Tucker. Yeah. There's so many options. If they get Bo, they're going to probably trade for an outfield bat. If they get Tucker, they're probably just going to ride it out in the infield. There's so many different ways they can go about it. The best part is I'm going to keep you up to date every step of the way. Opt out after 1 year. There's probably going to be opt-outs in a lot of these guys' contracts. It helps them maximize their money. At the end of the day, Bichette's a beast. Kyle Tucker's a beast. They're all amazing players. So, and you guys are beasts for watching the videos. All right, folks. It's late where I am trying to fix my sleep schedule. So anything left for me? Any final questions before we wrap up here and see you guys in tomorrow's video. I still have to record that video. So, yeah, Jonathan, I'll be live Monday for winter meetings in the nighttime. Priority is obviously getting all the videos out for you guys first, though, so you can keep watching them. Yeah, I don't think Amaya is going to sign with the Jays. I mean, there's no world. See you, Shane. Andrew, very quickly, I got you before I wrap up. Tucker was seen visiting the Jays complex, basically, and there's a lot of reports. I'll have a full video covering tomorrow morning if you want to check that out. Do we trade Berríos? I think eventually. The Jays won the World Series. It's a good question, actually, Oscar. What's more likely, 6-man rotation or trading Berríos? I think trading Berríos, but like, I think they're gonna wait till spring training. Yeah, Cedric Mullins did sign with the Rays, folks. Thank you very much. Insane stream. Each and every one of you. It truly means the world to me. I'll be live again in the next few days. It could be tomorrow. Could be Monday. There will be a video for you guys early tomorrow, probably 8 a.m. Eastern, maybe a little bit later than that, depending on how things get done. So stay tuned for that. If you are in this stream now, the 300 plus of you, comment on the video tomorrow morning that you came from the live stream. I'll heart every single one of them, and I'll see the rest of you on the video tomorrow and in the streams over the next few days. There's gonna be a lot of streams. Thank you for all the support. A lot of kind people out there, and each one of you, I mean the world. What's up, Davey boy? You're an OG. Thank you for tuning in, and have a fantastic evening, or whatever time it is for you guys. And we'll keep you up to date. You know, as soon as anything drops, I'm your man for that. So take it easy.